Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over this really good email that was sent from a subscriber, and this is all about a young guy. He's only 19 years old, and he shares his story about how basically growing up, he wasn't exactly on the best path. Okay, he hung out with the wrong crowd. His buddies were all kind of getting into trouble and abusing substances and things like that, as well as the fact that he definitely suffered from depression, anxiety, obviously issues with people skills, things like that. But a few months ago, he found my channel, started watching the videos, and he's working really hard to get in a place where he's on his purpose and going on the right path in life, both with college, with jobs, and also he's been distancing himself from his circle of friends that basically were trouble and trying to bring him down, okay? And so I'm doing this, guys, as an example to show you how important it is. The main theme will be with the friends in this video, but how important it is, guys, to be careful who you spend your time with. Because as the saying goes, we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, and it really is true. So if you're spending a lot of time with people, if you're young and you're spending time with a bunch of guys that get into trouble, abuse substances, aren't going anywhere in life, it's going to impact you as well. On the other hand, if you spend time with people that actually are healthy, take care of themselves, have goals, making something themselves on the right path, that's going to help you as well. So what would you rather hang out with, a bunch of losers or a bunch of winners, right? Or in a situation where you have no other options, it's better to be alone than hanging out with a bunch of losers that are going to try to bring you down. And as I go through this story, guys, about how he's gotten to this place, in the good place, you're going to see how one of his friends definitely tries to bring him down. So you do not need that. But anyhow, guys, this is a good story to show you at a young age. You know, you make a change, you make that decision, and it can turn around your life and put you on the right path. So for a lot of you guys that watch me that are trying to get in a better place, this is a perfect example. You can do the same thing. So it starts off, "Hi SSM, I want to speak about my experience after finding your channel. You may share it if you want. Your channel was the first channel I started watching consistently and really introduced me to the community. I tried another channel, I'm not going to mention the channel's name, but personally, he wasn't for me. This is all my first time turning in a story, so hopefully the format is acceptable." You do a very good job, bro. He says, "You gave me a nice push when I was in a really dark place. I'm 19 and I gained lots of insight and knowledge from your channel. Before your channel, I was ignorant of how much of a simp I was, and I was dealing with some pretty harsh anxiety and depression. When I was in elementary school," well, we're going back really far. "When I was in elementary school, there was a girl I really liked. So what did I do? I got her a cupcake that said, 'Will you go to the dance with me?' I know, LOL. She took the cupcake, ate it, and then said no." Well, that's pretty much a sign of how things are going to go later in life. Okay, this guy, he gave her a cupcake. She gladly ate the cupcake and then said, "Nah, not interested." That's like the equivalent of when you're older, taking a girl out to a very nice dinner. You spend all that money and she eats the whole meal, and you ask her out again, "Nah." But don't beat yourself up, bro. That was elementary school, but you didn't know any better. But that's the kind of crap you see in the movies. But he was a little kid, so he can obviously get a pass. Well, hopefully she ate that cupcake and she got fat, so screw her. But anyhow, he says, "I can't lie, going into high school, that made me pretty anxious. The 9th grade was fresh, but the year after, it was when depression really started affecting me. Dude, depression is no joke, okay? There are people out there that think depression is a bunch of BS, okay? I come from a family of depression. My grandfather, my mother, and me. And it definitely impacted me when I was younger. And the thing is, you're not weak if you got depression, but you got to learn to obviously deal with it, okay? I've learned over the years the signs of how it can impact you and learning how to deal with it, okay? And so for any of you guys out there that have that issue, it can incapacitate and make you shut down and close yourself off to the world. You can't do that, okay? And if you need to get help, if it gets really bad, you get help. But you can't just close yourself off to the world and put your head in the sand and not do anything about it, But it's no joke, and don't feel bad about it. Don't think you're weak about it, but you got to handle it. Anyhow, he says, in the late 10th and 11th grade, to get out of my slump, I made a bet with my friends that I could get this girl and take her out. So after class, I asked her out to the movies, and she was down. I was thinking, damn, I did it. Then through my friend, I found out she had a boyfriend. Now, I would never do that to another man because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. So I basically texted her and basically asking her if she had a boyfriend. Next thing you know, I get a call from her boyfriend. I can't remember if it was from his phone or hers, telling me to stop harassing her. Couldn't believe this BS. I pretty much just laughed on the phone and went back to school like I didn't even know her. Dude, those things are going to happen. And again, that is another sign of the future. You can have women that will that will show interest, but it turns out they got a boyfriend. Right? Another sign of the times. But do not let the cupcake fiasco of elementary school and this thing with the asking the girl out to the movies set you on a downward path for life. That was a couple bad experiences. Shit happens. Okay, that's how it is. But you're going to have more no's and rejections in life than yeses, but that doesn't make you stop and get all bummed and depressed and all that, okay? And I'm sure he's aware of this at this point. But when you're growing up, it's a learning experience. This is just things you learn about. So my depression and anxiety were going pretty strong at that point. Well, I certainly hope it was other things involved instead of the cupcake incident and the whole movie thing. Fast forwarding through high school with my head down, I graduate and take a year off. Then before I go to college, COVID hits and boom, I'm stuck at home for a while. Now more than a year after I graduate, I start heavily smoking. You can use your imagination, guys. I say about 4 to 6 bowls a day. I would just numb myself so I wouldn't have to feel anything. I'm sobering up. I'd rip another bowl. Then I found your channel, and somehow I found myself really listening to your videos and would reflect on the traits I had in myself and would check on your videos regularly. I decided to quit smoking, you know what, at least consistently and regularly. Good, dude. You don't need that shit. Not to mention the fact that you'll save yourself a lot of money on that stuff, okay? I know obviously it's good for certain medicinal purposes, if need be, but really, you just don't need that bullshit. He says, it wasn't as easy as just doing it, though, especially because I've been a people pleaser my whole life up until recently. Life still isn't easy. I've recently lost my friends, one from stealing, another one from just being crazy, and the last was my best friend. But when I'd be trying to pick myself up, he would put me down. See there? So growing up, he was depressed, anxiety, all that, obviously keeping his head down, not feeling very good about himself, and the people he hung out with. He said one he lost because he said he lost to stealing, so I guess the guy was a shoplifter or something. That's not someone you want to hang out with. Another one he described as being crazy. And he says the other one, his so-called best friend, tries to keep him down. Guys, you don't need people like that in your life. If you got people like that in your life, get rid of them because they're only going to keep you at their level. And you're going to see here, the so-called best friend is going to try to make him feel like crap about trying to better himself. You don't need that. It's far better to be alone, okay? I'm not saying I want you guys to all be a bunch of hermits and never leave the house and never talk to anybody. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, given the choice between crappy friends and being alone for a while, be alone, okay? But still go out, still talk to people, be sociable, and eventually make new friends, okay? And I highly encourage this guy to do that. He goes on. He said it was hard for me to cut him off, especially because I pitied him and his situation. I even tried to get him to watch your videos, but he wouldn't even give you a chance and just said you weren't for him without even checking you out. Well, I have news for you, brother, and for any of you guys watching this. Those of you that are working on improving yourselves and you have something that you find has really helped you out, and it doesn't have to be my channel, it could be anything, a book or something that really inspired you to help better yourself, you could share this with other people, and I guarantee the vast majority of people are not going to be interested. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. And don't take it personally, because most people aren't interested in improving themselves, Maybe at best they might say, okay, I'll check that guy out, or I'll check that book out. But the odds are they're not going to do it. And honestly, until people really, really are at a low point in their lives or hit the wall, most people aren't going to do anything to change their lives. And in this guy's story, obviously, he was at a low point, but he had the strength to actually say, that's it, I'm tired of this, I'm going to make improvement. And that's awesome. And again, he's only 19 years old. He's a kid. No offense, dude, but you are a kid. But you're acting more like a man than most guys in their 30s or 40s, let me tell you. He says, when I quit smoking that stuff, and it was about a weekend, which was hard because he is always begging me to come and join him, he started calling me names and a pathological liar, saying he didn't believe I quit for even a day, trying to say I need to go to the hospital and get mental help because I kept saying I was lying, that I wasn't lying. So in other words, he's trying to keep him at his level and knock him down. So I cut him off for a bit, and then he shows up to my house and apologized and asked to chill. I thought at the time, he must have realized since I put my foot down. Then literally 3 to 4 days later, he snaps again, so I'm done. Good for you, man. And you know what, guys? It is not easy to cut off bad friends, okay? I know this for an absolute fact because I've done this throughout my life, all right? But you got to do it. And as a quick example, to show you I know what I'm talking about here, when I was in high school, there were some similarities to this guy. And when I graduated high school, my senior year in high school, I got in trouble a lot. Okay, I barely graduated because I was ditching school and I was getting suspended, getting detention, all sorts of stupid crap. I barely graduated, okay? And my gang of friends, they weren't horrible, but they weren't great either. And I had one particular friend in my life. He was an older cousin. And he's 3 years older than me. He and I have been close since we were like 12 years old. He was my mom's cousin's son. And he and I were kind of the black sheep of the family, the rebels, so naturally we bonded. And we had a lot of good times, but he was trouble. And he got worse and worse as he got older. But I was an unhappy kid in my teenage years and in high school. So my plan was after high school, I was going to pick up and leave. I was living in Pennsylvania at the time, and pick up and leave and live with him in the Southwest and go to college there because I just needed to change the scene and I was tired of my family and all that. But this guy was trouble, and he got worse and worse and worse. And by the end of my senior year, I'd really gotten my shit together and was on the right path. And I was going to be moving out with him after graduation. So we had the graduation, and the next day my family threw a big party and he was there, and that I decided I cannot do this. It will screw up my life. I knew in my gut, in my soul, going out, moving out with that guy would be the biggest mistake of my life. So I made the very hard decision of telling him, I'm sorry, bro, I can't do it. Okay, it's the wrong choice for me. I know you came all the way out here, and because we were going to drive my truck out to the Southwest with all my stuff, and I said, listen, I'll pay for your plane ticket home, but I just can't do this. And of course, he was pissed off and tried to guilt trip me and threaten me and all this other crap because the guy had serious issues, guys. This guy was trouble. And basically, that was it for our friendship. And just to show you that I was obviously in the right, a few years later, one thing led to another, and the guy got busted for selling certain substances and ended up in prison for years, okay? And that could have been me. But I knew then he was trouble. I had to get away. So that was a major thing of cutting off somebody in my life. And he was family, I might add, okay? So I had other family members that were pissed off at me because of what I did, like his mother and all that, but it was the right choice. And so I get it. And I also cut off other friends, so-called friends, as well that summer after graduation because I realized I'm not going anywhere with these guys, and these guys are just, and I did that, and it was tough, and believe me, I wasn't very popular for doing so. And I have done this throughout my life. Whenever I got to a point in life where I thought somebody was doing me a disservice, or there was drama, or just something like that, I cut them loose. I moved past it. And you got to do that, guys. Okay, so the guy that did this, I get it. And it was tough to do, but you got to do it. Otherwise, they're going to drag you down. And believe me, when you start doing things for yourself, what's best for you, you are going to piss people off along the way. Okay, because most people aren't like that. But it's a small sacrifice to pay for your own life and your own happiness and success. Don't let yourself get sucked into being with the wrong crowd. Anyway, he says, listening to your videos made me know that you don't need friends like that to keep you in the mud. So now that brings me to present day. I'm currently job searching and going to be helping out some family with their businesses for some pay. Before COVID, I was 165 pounds, a little chubby. After the self-improving, I'm now 5'10", 143 pounds, and I'm hoping to build some more muscle. Dude, great job at losing that body fat. That's awesome. Now you're thin, and now you can build a good solid frame, which I'll get to in a moment at the end of your story here. I know I'm not far yet, and I've lost all my friends now. But it's funny, until this moment, I never felt so sure of myself, and now looks towards getting into the world, working on my purpose and making new friends. You're feeling sure of yourself because you've cut off, bad friends is almost like a cancer. You got to cut that cancer off you, okay? Otherwise, it's going to screw up your whole body. And so by you doing that and having the guts to stand up to your friends, you're walking taller. You're feeling better. You lost the weight. Guys, gradual improvement, when you start seeing you improving things just a little bit, that motivates you to keep doing it, okay? And it's kind of like when somebody's losing weight. They set little mini goals. They lose 5 pounds here, 5 pounds there. They see they're making progress. That motivates them to keep eating healthy, to keep going to the gym and doing what they're doing. And then next thing you know, they reach their major goal. It's all about breaking things down to small goals. But when you're accomplishing some things that you never thought you could do, and you see the strength you have in yourself, that makes you feel great. It makes you feel like a man. And that's what I want you guys to do, okay? And again, this guy lost like 20 pounds. So that's awesome. Purpose is everything, guys. You find that purpose, whatever that is, that just excites you and gives you that drive towards it. None of the other bullshit matters. Believe me. He finishes up saying, "Thank you, SSM. I really appreciate what you're doing out there. I know it sounds pretty drastic, but if I didn't find your videos, I'm not sure how long I could have kept living like that. It's crazy to think that now I can walk with my head up. Good job. If I'm only where I'm at and I already feel good, I can only imagine how I feel when I get to where I want to be. So genuinely thank you, and I hope you keep spreading the message of self-improvement, awareness, and discipline. I hope if you decide to share this, I hope this story also helps someone else." Well, bro, I'm proud of you. I think that's awesome. Good job. Okay, and I guarantee you this video, it will probably help at least someone. So great job, and I appreciate you sending it in. But my recommendation going forward is a few things here. First of all, you trimmed off the body fat, so you want to put on some muscle. Okay, if you haven't joined a gym yet, maybe you have, but if you haven't joined a gym yet, if you can in your area, if gyms are open, because everybody's different depending on the whole COVID situation, join a gym. If you know nothing about weightlifting, hire a trainer for at the very least one session so he can show you the most basic exercises properly. And I would then focus on the most basic mass strength building exercises: the barbell bench press, the barbell squat, the barbell rows for your back, barbell curls, barbell shoulder presses, stuff like that. Try to do all your body parts at least twice a week, maybe 3 if you can pull it off. It'll be kind of hard to do your full body workouts 3 times a week because in the beginning you're going to be sore, okay? But at the very least do it twice a week. So let's just say you did on Mondays and Thursdays, or if you want to split up the body, you can do it like 4 times a week, whatever. But the point is, hit all body parts twice a week, okay? And stick to free weights. Don't mess with the machines, barbells and dumbbells, okay? And hit them hard and push yourself, but be safe about it, okay? But again, check with a personal trainer if you don't know what you're doing, okay? Don't be one of these idiots that just watches other people and watch people do things incorrectly, okay? Learn how to do it properly. Hit the gym twice a week, and if you can eventually do it 3 times a week, all body parts, cool. And you'll see in time you will put on size. But make sure you get adequate rest outside the gym, okay? Because the body has to heal. In the gym, you're beating the hell out of the muscles and you're breaking them down, but then the healing, the growth happens outside the gym. You got to give yourself a good night's sleep and time to let the muscles recuperate before you hit them again, okay? And you need to give good fuel for those muscles to grow. Food, but it's got to be good food. I don't mean leave the gym and go off to Burger King and get a Whopper and onion rings. I'm talking good, healthy, clean food, fruits and vegetables, the best type of proteins. Now, by the way, disclaimer here, this is for entertainment purposes only. If you're going to do any major changes to your diet and fitness, consult a doctor. I have to say this, guys, okay? But anyhow, eat well, get good rest, and hit the body hard. That will help you start to put on size, okay? And you'll have a great time doing it. As for the rest, you're getting a new job because you're in college. Get a job that you can make some money, but also hopefully learn something along the way that can benefit your life, okay? I worked in restaurants for 4 years in college, and even though that taught me 2 great things. It taught me how to multitask, and it taught me how to deal with all types of people, which was invaluable later on in life, okay? Because you got to learn to deal with people. Okay, try to get a job that you can obviously get some kind of skills out of that will help you out. And obviously put away money, okay? If you don't have an emergency fund yet, I want you to start saving money so you can have an emergency fund in case shit happens. If you're living at home with your family, okay, you don't need as big of an emergency fund, but I would try to have a few $1,000s at least, okay? Because you never know what can happen. And I assume you have you have a license in your own car. You never know. The car could break down or who knows, but you need to have some money. And beyond that, with the money, start putting it away. If you can open yourself a Roth IRA to invest your money early on at 19 years old, you're way ahead of most people, okay? I would also, in school, focus on subjects and majoring in something that obviously you're going to get a real job out of, that there'll be demand for later on in life. So I don't want you to go majoring in sociology or philosophy or something like that. If you want to read sociology or philosophy or history for enjoyment, because you like that stuff, knock yourself out. Just don't major in them, because what the hell are you going to do with that? Unless you're going on to like law school or something like that, okay? And also with regards to like any depression, anxiety, you got to learn, obviously I'm sure you're doing better at this, to pick yourself up when you're feeling down, okay? Depression will incapacitate you, and I know you know this, okay? So you got to be able to, starting to feel down, get up, get out, go for a walk, do something, go to the gym. You will feel better, okay? Don't close yourself off. I mean, we all have shitty days when you don't want to be around anybody, but don't let it go beyond that day, okay? And if you ever get to a point you need real help, ask for it, okay? There's no harm in doing so. And with regards to getting better talking to people and your social skills, go out and talk to people. Wherever you go anywhere, I want you to get a point that you're talking to somebody. Whether you're at the grocery store, you're at Dunkin' Donuts getting a coffee, or Starbucks at the gym, strike up just minor conversation. Hey, how's your day going? With the clerk at the register or something. And get comfortable talking to all sorts of types of people. It will really help you out. And this goes for the guy who sent me this email, and any of you guys that are having a hard time with your social skills, okay? Practice, practice, practice. And it doesn't have to be some smoking hot 20-year-old girl. It can be just some old lady working the register. And when you start getting more comfortable with those types of people, then you can start talking to, for instance, obviously if you're interested in women, talking to better and better looking women. You'll just get better at it, okay? And as for finding the right friends, again, that's just simply circulating, talking to people, talk to people where you go, in college, at the gym, people your own age, and eventually you'll start making friends with people that actually are like you with the same interests and hobbies, that are going somewhere, that are drama-free, fun to be around, all that, okay? And rebuild your social circle. But in the meantime, be by yourself. If there's no other options, better be by yourself than hanging out with a bunch of losers, okay? Because those losers, they're going to stay losers. The odds are they're going to stay that way. You're rare, okay? So good for you. So, but anyhow, guys, I've gone on long enough here. That is it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. And guys, you guys have ever been in a situation like him, you've overcome things, bad circle of friends, substance abuse, whatever, and you're now on the right path, share your story. It will help somebody out, guaranteed. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.